boy, more goodies from Marvel Studios concept artist Andy Park. He came to D23 to play. Here, we are seeing two new Black Widow suits spotlighted. One on character concept art, and then another on a poster that he drew up as an exclusive to D23. Now, as I always say, it's important for entries and franchises to be able to visually distinguish themselves. So at first glance, you can tell what movie you're looking at. And I think through the years, they've done a pretty good job with that with Black Widow. Either blue lines to her suit, but mostly with her hair, to be honest. And I think we've all enjoyed the journey of Black Widow's hair. So far for this movie, it seems to be the worst her hair has ever been. Like, she's probably like, I've made so many movies, and when I finally get my own movie, my hair looks like crap. What the hell? I hope it looks better than it has in some of the set photos and in some of these illustrations. But anyway, I'm so happy, especially as someone who covers these, to see not just one, but two suits which are incredibly visually distinct. And also such a wonderful homage to the comics. Better late than never, this is supposedly Black Widow's last hurrah. All right, so the white suit is not only reminiscent of, she's like appeared in it like once in the comics, and everyone's showing that comic being like, here it is, here's the suit. But, you know, hey, all white's a cool look if you can pull it off. And I'm glad they built in these lines, these cuts into the suit to give it a more slimming look. Because white, as I said, is hard to pull off. But it's fun here because she's clearly Winter Battle Black Widow. And it's reminiscent of all the fun action figure outfits that they give to your favorite superheroes when coming up with, again, action figure variants. And they're fun to laugh at, but it's fun to not only see them on a live action character, but a female one at that. I don't know why she has on a black harness here. You would think she'd want to be able to totally blend in because it's obviously, you would think, for camouflage. Hey, you know what? Maybe it's not a winter battle look. Maybe it's before Labor Day. And you know, it is May. She's going to kick off the summer in her summer whites, right? And because she doesn't have a hood either or goggles. I would have given it a hood and goggles. So maybe it's not meant to camouflage. It looks cool though, and her hair looks better in this concept art. I thought that maybe she had like a braid, as she has been known to sport, but I think she just actually has a very short bob. It's like a short the Rachel, right? This suit was also on the floor at D23, incredibly well realized from concept art to real life. The detailing, I think, particularly impressive. And also you can see on the back that she has some sort of backpack. Then let's go to the poster. Now, I think the gray panels here were meant to also be slimming, but in fact, I think they do the opposite. I think they give her a wider look. Although, I do love that she finally has the gold utility belt and gauntlets that are part of her iconic costume. Again, better late than never, right? But the shoulder pads and the way this harness goes across her chest, they just give her a really wide look. And even the utility belt, the gold, the way it sits on her hips, it's not particularly flattering. And again, speaking of not flattering, that hair looks absolutely awful. I mean, this is an illustration. Give her better hair, Andy. There's no reason for her not to have better hair in this poster. You should always judge before you go into battle, right? And if you don't have a friend to help you, that's what they teach you in the Red Room. They're like, if you're going on a mission with someone else, check each other's hair and makeup before you make an entrance, but you should remember to do it yourself, Natasha. All right, so anyway, elsewhere on the poster, speaking of the other Black Widows, you can see Florence Pugh's Yelena right behind her, looking very ScarJo, by the way, with her hair pulled back and the black eye makeup. I think she looks great. But there seem to be a couple other widows behind her, and it seems to be a very diverse group. I think that looks like an Asian Black Widow behind her, and then behind her a Black Widow. And I think that's great. I think, you know, you want the idea that anyone could be a Black Widow, which is very cool. On the other side, you can see David Harbour as Red Guardian, right? Russia's cast-aside version of Captain America. He didn't go into the ice. He became a loser. And I'm wondering if that's the situation with the beard, right? Like, is he like, has things worked out really poorly for him, but he decides to put the suit on again for Natasha, right? I think that could be a really interesting way to play it. And David Harbour has hinted at that in his surprisingly candid discussions. I'm sure after Comic-Con, someone was like, stop talking, David. But if he puts on his suit, you know, after being out of the game for a while, I think that could be like very much like Mr. Incredible. And when you think about it, David Harbour has some pretty strong Mr. Incredible vibes. Like if you were to do a live action The Incredibles, David Harbour would be a great Mr. Incredible. And from what we can see, I think the suit looks very good. And the beard actually makes it like really interesting. I think because it shows that, you know, he's back in the game. And then peeking out behind him is Rachel Weisz. We can't see what she's wearing really at all, although apparently she gets a Black Widow style suit, as people have said who've seen some of the footage that they've been showing exclusively at Comic-Con and then again at D23. And then, of course, behind Black Widow herself is Taskmaster, right? Skull motif in play. You know, his kind of like has a ski goggles look on. I think it's interesting. They also released recently a clip from the new Avengers video game, and it had Black Widow fighting Taskmaster. And because of this movie, I'm curious to see if Marvel makes him like officially her villain. And I wonder how Taskmaster fans will feel about that. If the movie's really cool, I think everyone will be fine with it. So what do you think of this additional Black Widow info? I think people haven't been too excited about this movie. Is this helping? I think still at the end of the day, really strong action is what's going to really push this movie over the top. And when you have Taskmaster in play, you'll probably get it. So share your thoughts down below. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. And of course, as always, you can check out some more videos right now.